Hey folks, so I'm going to show you how to quickly scrape a web page for data. So say I've got this section here, this read next, and I want to extract this data and put it into Figma for my mockup because I want to replicate this section in Figma. And perhaps I don't want to take a screenshot because, I don't know. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to scrape this web page with a tool called Spider, and you can get this from the Chrome extension store online. So when I load that up, it's going to give me this panel at the bottom here. I'm just going to delete those because I did this earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 columns because this component of mine is made up of 3 sections. And you can see when I hover over an element, it kind of puts this like purple dotted line on the outline, so I can tell what element I'm on hovered over. So first I'm going to get the title, so I'm going to select this title. Because I've got multi-selection on, it's going to select every single thing that's similar to this element, so it's kind of nicely selected all 12 of these titles, which is great. I'm then going to add the selection, so you can see it populates this column with all the 12 titles that it's selected. I'm going to call this read next title. I'm then going to do the same for genre. So I'm going to select the genre, and it's going to select all the similar ones, which is great. I'm going to add the selection here, and I'm going to call this read next genre. And for the last one, I'm going to call this read next image. And I'm actually going to disable multi-selection for this one because when I select one image, it's going to select every single image on the page, which I don't want. So I'm going to select this one. It kind of shrinks our image for some reason, but bear with it. I'm going to select every single one in the 12 here. Okay, so that's everything. So I'm going to add image, so you can see it's pulled the URL, which is exactly what I want. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to export this to a CSV where I'll import into Google Sheet. So I've saved that to my desktop. I'm next going to make a new Google Sheet. I've just called it read next section, and I've also enabled the sharing to anyone on the internet can find and view. That's because the way the Google Sheets Figma plugin works, it has to be able to access the spreadsheet. So I'm going to then import that CSV file that I saved to my desktop by uploading it here, just like that. You can replace or create a new spreadsheet, doesn't matter. Leave that to automatic and leave that to yes. Import the data, and you'll see that the spreadsheet then gets populated with everything that you just saved with Spider. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about the titles because they just get ignored by the plugin. But you can see here that it's great. I've got all 12 image, genre, and titles, which is exactly what I want. I'm then gonna copy this link, and I'm gonna go to Figma. So in Figma, this is important because there's a few things that I've set up beforehand. So I've got my component. You can use this with a component or just an ordinary group, doesn't matter. And then you can see I've actually, what I'll do now is rename these so that they correspond with the column titles in my spreadsheet. So I had read next image, I had read next genre, I had read next title. I noticed that I've put the pound and the hash symbol, whatever you want to call it, before the title, so that way it lets the plugin know what to populate. So next I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to plugin, I'm going to paste the URL in because I did this earlier, limit to current page, and then I'm going to go fetch and sync, and then boom, just like that, it's populated all of this stuff with the spreadsheet that I populated with the Chrome plugin. And if I want to see that, just to make sure it's got everything, that looks correct, that looks correct, that looks correct. Boom, so there you go. you've just populated a a component in Figma with live data from the website in very few clicks. Hopefully that helps. If you've got any questions, let me know.